Shabbat Shalom, everyone, and Happy New Year. I remember as a child sitting at a friend's house as the new year was about to come in, too young to stay up until midnight, but old enough to stay up to watch the MTV music video countdown all the way from the 100th best video of the year to the number one. Tonight, as Shabbat coincides with New Year's Eve, and as we are at home for a variety of reasons, including the safety of each other, we offer you a reflection on this past year, the best of 2021, and to be honest, a little bit of 2020. As this is a different type of service, not all of the traditional prayers, but a reflection back, sharing videos, prayers, times when we danced together, times when we cried together. Our Shabbat prayers this evening are our countdown from this last year together. We are so grateful for our staff, Kylie Berdohan especially, who's helped to put together so many of our videos and working all of the new technology that we've had to learn over these years in order to bring services into your homes as we are tonight. So too for the rest of our staff, and as I looked through the videos, I was truly amazed and inspired by how much our leadership has done, the ways in which we've pivoted, the creativity that we've expressed, the ways in which we've celebrated holidays differently. High holidays, Shavuot, Shabbat, Hanukkah, all done in new ways over these last years. And so tonight's Shabbat service walks us back through some of those creative moments, the times in which we worked so hard to come together, the ways in which this community has stuck together. May this be a Shabbat Shalom and the beginning to a happy new year. We, of course, in this last year, were blessed with the presence of our rabbinic intern, Ashley Barrett. And so we will begin with this Shabbat evening service that began with her introducing the Burke family on the eve of the bat mitzvah of their daughter. As Evie prepared to become a bat mitzvah, they lit the Shabbat candles. We invite them once again to light our Shabbat candles on this evening.
This weekend, we're celebrating Evie Burke and her being called to the Torah tomorrow morning as a bat mitzvah, a daughter of the commandments. So we'll honor her family throughout the service and welcome her to join us. I'll invite the family up now to light our candles and invite Shabbat in for our community.
Microphone. O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the word we shall speak into our hearts and our lives.
Bless all who enter the sanctuary in need, all who bring offerings of their heart. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love.
You hold her hand. Good job.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat.
It's always a joy to have our youth and their families on the eve of their bat mitzvah to bless our congregation, to light our candles. We look forward to doing that many times throughout 2022. So too, it's been a great honor to have musical guests, some that we've come to know almost as regulars. So as we welcome in Shabbat, as we look back on this week, as we look back on this year, we'll also turn back to the sounds of our wonderful cantor, joined by Noah Fromson, by Aaron Freed, and by Rob Ross, three musicians we got to know quite well over these last years as they beautified our prayers with their music.
How good, how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to come together in peace and in unity. How good, how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to come together in peace and in unity. Hine, 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 hine. Ya la 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 chadodi, ya la 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 likrat kala, ya la 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 penei Shabbat, penei Shabbat, leka bella. La 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 chadodi, ya la 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 likrat kala. Ya la 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 penei Shabbat neka bella. Ya la 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 chadodi. Ya la 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 likrat kala. Ya la 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 penei Shabbat neka bella. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad. Hishmianu el ha'mayuchad. Adonai echad u'shemo echad. L'shemo tiferet v'lit chila. La 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 chadodi, la 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 likrat kala, la 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 penei Shabbat neka bella. Ya la 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 chadodi, la 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 likrat kala, ya la 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 penei Shabbat neka bella. Hitorari, kiva orech kumi ori, uri, shir daberi, kevod Adonai, alayich nigla. Ya la 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 chadodi, ya la 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 likrat kala, ya la 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 penei Shabbat neka bella. Ya la 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 chadodi, ya la 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 likrat kala, ya la 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 penei Shabbat neka bella.
Please rise as we welcome Shabbat.
Boi v'shalom ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'b'zola, toch emuni am segula. Boi chala, boi chala. La 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 chadodi, la 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 likrat kala, la 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 penei Shabbat neka bella. La 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 chadodi, la 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 likrat kala, la 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 penei Shabbat neka bella.
You can be seated if you'd like.
To a land that I will show you. Lech lecha, to a place you do not know. Lechilach, on your journey I will bless you. and you shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing, and you shall be a blessing. Lechilah, Lechilah, and I shall make your name great. Lech Lecha, and all shall praise your name. Lechilah, to the place that I will show you. L'simchat chayim, l'simchat chayim, l'simchat chayim, lechilah. And you shall be a blessing, and you shall be a blessing, and you shall be a blessing, Lechilah.
It is impossible to count how many times we pivoted this year. From closing to opening, from wearing masks to meeting outside, using new spaces. At the beginning of June, I was preparing to go on a sabbatical. And we were preparing to welcome Ashley Barrett as our summer intern. But none of that was on our minds, because at the beginning of June, we came back into our sanctuary for the first time with our congregation in person, in our seats. The wall opened so that it could be the largest space possible, people wearing masks, seats separated. And we sang these words, that this is holy ground, on that first Shabbat when we were in our sanctuary together. We'll hear these words yet again as we let them enter us into the core prayers of our service, the words of the Baruch Hu, and the words of the Shema.
Every second, every minute, every hour, every day, everything, everyone, every place, every way, where you stand, where you walk, where you love, where you praise. All of it is holy ground. Every he, every she, every what, every who. It's in her, it's in me, it's in them, and it's in you. In the bitter, in the sweet, in the calm, in the storm. All of life is holy ground. So walk as if it's holy ground. Breathe as if it's all around. Talk and make a holy sound. Take your shoes off, you're on holy ground. Every hurt, when you heal, when you laugh and when you pray, when you doubt, when you keep, when you give it away. Every second, every minute, every hour, every day. Take your shoes off, you're on holy ground. So walk as if it's holy ground. Breathe as if it's all around. Talk and make a holy sound. Take your shoes off, you're on holy ground. One story, one journey, one tapestry we weave. One people, one glory, one legacy we leave. Every second, every minute, every hour, every day, every Please rise if you are able. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Barayum balayla, golelo mipnei choshech, golelo mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei yom. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night.
Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael Amecha ahavita Amcha ahavita Torah umitzvot Hukim umishpatim Otanu limadita Otanu limadita Al Kain Adonai Eloheinu b'shochbenu v'kumenu nasiach b'chukecha v'nizmach b'divrei Toratecha u'mitzvotecha leolam va'ed. Ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu uvahem nege yomam v'layla nege yomam v'layla be'ahavatcha al tasir mimenu le'olamim baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema is found on page 34. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Shem Kevod Malachuto Leolam Leolam Va'ed. And thou shalt love Adonai thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy might. And all these words which I command you on this day shall be in thy heart, shall be in thy heart. And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and thou shalt speak of them when thou sittest in thy house, when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up, and when thou risest up. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thy head, and they shall be for frontlets between thine eyes. And thou shalt write them on the doorposts of thy house, and upon thy gates, and upon thy gates, that ye may remember and do all of my commandments, and be holy unto your God, unto your God, unto your God.
For the second year in a row, the High Holy Days were different. This year, unlike last year, we knew we would be in some hybrid model. We would have people in person and people at home. And so we turn to our music of the High Holy Days as we prepare for our Amidah. We'll hear the words not of the evening Amidah, but actually the beautiful Kedusha that Cantor Kathy led during the High Holy Days, as well as the words of a reshet, a song and a prayer written for us to share at the beginning of the Jewish New Year, and so we offer it this evening as part of our Amidah as we enter into the secular New Year. And you'll remember that our small groups participated with the use of technology to add their pictures into the midst of our service, and so we'll once again see the pictures of our wonderful photographers and artists in our photography small group that became part of our prayers. And finally, after our silent meditation, the beautiful sounds of Tim Culver along with Cantor Kathy singing the words, Yiyu L'Ratzon, may the words that we say truly be prayers, God. We start our Amidah together. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, God of our fathers and mothers, God of Abraham, God of Isaac, and God of Jacob, God of Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, the great, mighty, and awesome God, transcendent God who bestows loving kindness, creates everything out of love, remembers the love of our fathers and mothers, and brings redemption to their children's children for the sake of the divine name. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah, sovereign, deliverer, helper, and shield. Blessed are you, Adonai, Sarah's helper and Abraham's shield.
נקדיש את שמך בעולם, כשמש מקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב היה נביאך, וקרא זזיר ואמר, קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוך הארץ, כבודו. אדיר, אדירנו, אדוני, אדוננו, מאדיר שמך בארץ. ברוך כבוד אדוני בחרנו אלוהינו, הוא אבינו מגינו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ברחמיו להניחו חי. אני אדוני קדוש, 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 אלוהים יחזינו לדור ודור. הללויה, 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 הרשת צפותנו, הרשת צפותנו ירב לפני כל קרוב ונסוע. מבין ומאזין, מבין ומאזין, מביט ומקשיב, מביט ומקשיב. מבין ומאזין, מביט ומקשיב, לכל, 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 לכל תקיעותינו. ותקבל ברחמים, ברחמים וברצון. ותקבל ברחמים, ברחמים וברצון. סדר, 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 מלכויותינו.
Adonai, Tzuri v'goali. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai.
My rock,
My rock, my rock,
Redeemer,
my Redeemer. Razzonim refi v'hegyo libi lefanecha.
Adonai,
Adonai,
Tzuri
Tzuri v'goali.
Adonai, Tzuri v'goali.
Introduction to the Misha Berach. One of the most challenging parts of these last few years has been that we have suffered too often in isolation. We began a healing service where those of us who wanted to join, see each other's faces, hear the names of those loved ones that we missed hearing during Shabbat services, could hear and share with each other. We extended the prayer of Misha Berach, the prayer for healing, that's often just a brief moment on Shabbat evenings, into a 15-minute moment of meditation and prayer, dialogue, and concern for each other. And so we share now a recording from one of those healing services, looking back on those who were praying for the healing of their loved ones, some of whom healed and some of whom did not, and offering the names of the loved ones we think of in this moment, our prayer for healing.
Misheberach Avoteinu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing. Let us say Amen. Misheberach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Over this last year, it was certainly the case that there were certain themes that seemed to arise over and over again. One of those themes was that we needed to reach out to each other, to truly see each other when we had missed each other so much, and we truly began to value, more than perhaps we ever had before, the concept of finding ways to meet and talk and be with each other. We were blessed to work with Rob Ross as we prepared for Shavuot, our early summer holiday. We worked on how we could come together as a community when we felt so distanced from each other. With Rob's guidance and leadership, we created the program Reaching for Ruth. We held a number of different classes with our kids, with adults talking about the leading women throughout Jewish history, including the Ruth of the Bible and Ruth Bader Ginsburg. So too, we gathered to talk about what it means to welcome each other the way Ruth did to Naomi in the great story. We'll share now 3 musical pieces as we reach back into those moments that were so poignant for us over this last year. The first from Reaching for Ruth, we partnered with J-Hub, the institution in Cleveland that works with interfaith families, and where you, members of our community, responded to the question, I feel accepted when? As Cantor Kathy and Rob Ross share the words of B'Tselem Elohim by Dan Nichols, that we should all see each other in the image of God. We'll hear then the words of Sanctuary from Yom Kippur afternoon with the cello and the violin and our wonderful choir. Words not typically reserved for the High Holy Days, but words that we felt as we created new forms of sacred spaces, new sanctuaries in our homes, in our synagogue, through technology. The words of this prayer became one of the most important prayers of our year. And finally, we'll hear the words once again from the program Reaching for Ruth when we gathered together outside at the nature realm in great numbers with kids and adults and grandparents and parents and friends, people who hadn't seen each other in months, for this beautiful day walking around in nature, sharing in the words of Havdalah, as we came together as a community once again, looking toward that time where we could be inside again, which was just a few months away.
Yeah, 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 yeah. 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 We all got a life to live. We all got a gift to give. Just open up your heart, let it out. We all got a piece to bring. We all got a song to sing. Just open up your heart, let it out. Yeah, when I reach out to you and you to me, B'Tselem Elohim, we become B'Tselem Elohim. Yeah, 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 when we share our hopes and our dreams, B'Tselem Elohim, each one of us, B'Tselem Elohim. We all got a tale to tell. We all want to speak it well. Just open up that heart, let it out. We all got a mountain to climb. We all got a truth to find. Just open up your heart, let it out. Yeah, when I reach out to you and you to me, B'Tselem Elohim, we become B'Tselem Elohim. Yeah, 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 when we share our hopes and our dreams, B'Tselem Elohim, each one of us, B'Tselem Elohim. Bereshit bara Elohim, Bereshit bara Elohim, Bereshit bara Elohim, Halachos, Halatri, Bereshit bara Elohim, each one of us, B'Tselem Elohim, Bereshit bara Elohim, Halachos, Halatri, Bereshit bara Elohim, each one of us, B'Tselem Elohim. Yeah. brings B'Tselem Elohim. Each one of us B'Tselem Elohim. Each one of us B'Tselem Elohim. Each one of us B'Tselem Elohim.
Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. They'll soon meet מקדש ושכנתי בתוכה ואנחנו נברך לה מעתה ועד עולם. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for Oh, sweet Spirit, hear my prayer. Help these words heal someone out there.
I am but a voice, just a cry in the air, but I sing nonetheless in this pain we share. Oh, sweet friends, come and dry your eyes and hold each other by this tree of life. I'm angry and tired of this great divide, but I sing nonetheless with love on our side. Oh, sweet souls who feel broken now, we'll heal together somewhere, somehow. Time and again we have been let down, but we sing nonetheless, still whole and still proud. Oh, sweet Spirit, hear my prayer. Help these words heal someone out there.
We also found ways to have fun, to welcome not only newcomers to our congregation, to see each other after so many months apart, but to even have our furry friends with us, to lead us in Aleinu, not only our congregation, but our furry friends. Rise for the words of Aleinu, facing east once again, page 282.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, la'tekedu la'leotzer breshit, shelo asane kagoye haratzot, ולא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
You may be seated if you stood for the Aleinu. The light of life is a finite flame, like these Shabbat candles. Life is kindled, it burns, it glows. It is radiant with warmth and beauty, but soon it fades. Its substance is consumed, and it is no more. In light we see, in light we are seen. The flames dance, and our life burns down and gutters. There is an end to the flames. We see no more and are no more seen, yet we do not despair, for we are more than a memory, slowly fading into the darkness. With our lives we give life, for something of us can never die. We move in the eternal cycle of darkness and death, of light and life. We remember those that we've lost in this last month: Mara Kay, Lola Farron, Jerry Mallon, and Nancy Sweedler-Scalzitti. We add to their names those that we lost at this season in years past: Rose Ardman, Nathan Bober, Kenny Brown, Leon DeBear, Francis Feiner, Josephine Ferbstein, Joyce Faring, Betty Finkel, Linda Merrill Friedman, Hope Fromson, Bella Ginsberg, Etta Gleichman, Louis Joe Greenwald, Jeffrey Katz, Ann Kutnick, Eunice Lee, Walter Loeb, Esther Moses, Ethel Noble, Anna Osseroff, Jacob Pollock, Eric Renstrom, Sabine Rich, Nelson Sherman, Dolly Siff, Theodore Scorman, Betty Spielberger, Kay Spitzer, Bertha Statman, Rose Wine, Dr. Simon Weiner, Harry Weiss, Esther Ann Weiner. I invite you to share any names of those that you're remembering at this moment and to correct any mispronunciations that I may have made as we join together in the words of Mourner's Kaddish, page 294. Please rise. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah v'alma divrach Yerutei v'amlich malchutei b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael b'galau v'zman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam olmei olmaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yithalal Shmei dekudusha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tush bechata v'nechemata Damiran bi'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba min Shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Osei shalom b'imromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel, and to all the world, as we say. Amen. Having connected with those that we've loved and lost, let us connect with each other as we bless each other with the words of the priests. Yivarecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha. May God's light shine upon you, and may God be gracious unto you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May you feel God's presence within you always, and may you find peace. Amen. I invite you to join me in Kiddush and Motzi as we raise a glass and bless the Shabbat and this new year. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu b'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon inchilanu zikaron l'maaseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila lamikrei kodesh zecher letziat mitzrayim כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים. בשבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. Amen. L'chaim. We invite you to gather your challah and your friends and family nearby as we share the blessing to begin our meal. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. You can be seated if you'd like. Before we close, I want to offer two brief thoughts as we begin this new year. I've been reminded twice in the last week. As we move into 2022, so much of our focus has been on this pandemic. And while the pandemic is not over, that perhaps it is time for us to look towards this future year with a post-pandemic vision, because there are other important issues, and it's been too long since we focused on them. I was reminded in one news report about the damage that's happened to the environment. We've watched over these last 2 years as our attention has moved from some of the animals and places that we were working so hard to save, that issues that we thought were solved, like saving the manatees in Florida, that these issues have now come back. So we must turn our attention to issues like the environment in addition to the pandemic. So too, I was reminded by friends in Israel as we saw the unfortunate closing of tour companies, having had almost no tourism over these 2 years, close their doors. But as we saw immediately following the great innovation of the Israeli people, as they turned to the future, they opened new, different tour companies set for this new year. And as we hope to plan a congregational trip once again to visit Israel, so too we must turn our attention there. As we will focus, already planning in the coming months, to focus on issues of anti-Semitism, of world Jewry, of interfaith relationships, of all of these issues that for a long time were the forefront of our focus, but have been on the back burner since we have been focusing on this pandemic. And so I offer these two words. First, from Dov Peretz Elkins, and secondly, words from the Wilshire Boulevard Temple High Holy Day Prayer Book. My prayers as we begin this new year. Dov Peretz Elkins points out that Rabbi Arthur Waskow noticed that in the old city of Jerusalem near the Jaffa Gate, there was an ancient block of stone. The stone was a relic from Titus's 10th Roman legion, the legion which destroyed Jerusalem and destroyed the temple some 2,000 years ago. But as the old city became filled once again, the stone was repurposed, and it became the base for a street lamp. Dov Peretz Elkins writes, "That is the eternal task of our people, to keep turning stone back into light. As a new year is being born, it is waiting to be shaped by us into a season of healing for ourselves and those we love, but not only for them. So too, may we take the hardest parts of this past year and make them the foundation for the brightest parts of the year to come." A prayer from the Wilshire Boulevard Temple High Holy Day Prayer Book, set for the Jewish New Year, but fitting for this day. In the twilight of the vanishing year, I lift my heart to you, O God. I give thanks for the blessings which fill my life with joy, for the love of family and support of friends, for the comfort of others that have been there for me in these difficult moments, for the privilege of life that you have granted me. On this eve of the new year, awaken me to the wisdom of my faith and people. Let these sacred days remind me that life is your precious gift and that you have called me to your service. You have made me in your image, a fragile soul empowered with goodness and truth, justice and love. So turn me to you now, God. Open the gates of the new year and grant to me, to my loved ones, to my people and all peoples, life and health, contentment and peace. We'll close with the words of Kehillah Kadoshah, sung by Cantor Kathy and her son Noah Fromson, words that remind us we are, in fact, a part of a sacred community. We thank you for the many ways in which you have been there for us, for the ways in which you've lifted us up as we have tried our best to offer prayers and leadership during these challenging times of this challenging 2021. We look forward to being together in 2022. Kehillah Kadoshah, let us continue to be that sacred community for each other.
If you are a Tim, then we're Nitzavim. We stand here today and remember the dream. If you are a Tim, and we're Nitzavim, we stand here today and remember the dream. Kehillah, Kedosha, Kehillah, Kedosha, Kehillah, Kedosha, Kehillah, Kedosha, lai 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 lai, lai 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 lai, lai 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 lai. Whoa, lai 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 lai, lai 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 lai, lai 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 lai. Kehillah, Kedosha, then we're Nitzavim. We stand here today and remember the dream. If you are a Tem, and we're Nitzavim, we stand here today and remember the dream. Kehillah, Kedosha, Kehillah, Kedosha, Kehillah. You are a Tem, Kedosha, and we're Nitzavim. Stand here today and remember the dream. Lai 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 lai, lai 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 lai, lai 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 lai. Whoa, lai 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 lai, lai 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 lai, lai 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 lai. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.